Browns celebrating a much-needed win over Jacksonville yesterday at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Now 8-5 and in the top spot as far as the AFC wildcard picture goes. Let's head into the locker room and hear Kevin Stefanski addressing his team.
Hey, that was not a playoff game. But that sure as hell felt like a playoff game. And that's our season from here on out. That's our season. That's this journey that we talked about last night. That's what it is, okay? What I saw was guys that were fighting off for each other. That's what I saw, okay? Defensively, 4 takeaways. And the kid with 2 of them, MJ. Okay, then offensively, it wasn't always perfect. We don't have to be perfect. We're looking for our best, but we don't have to be perfect. All right, but 3 for 3 on 4th down is pretty damn good. All right, that's the story of the game right there.
Coach is right, man. You know, it was not pretty today, and I was not my best, but these are what makes teams. These tough games. You know, you guys earned the right all year to play December football, and that's what we're doing right now, and that's what it looks like sometimes. And then January and February, this is what it's going to be. And to have the mental toughness to come through in those types of games, that's what winter's made of. So, you know, hey, bring these games on. It's just going to make us better in the long run. I appreciate you guys having me, man. I feel like a 10-year-old kid out there.
Joe Flacco looking pretty good. Let's take a look at his numbers. This from Pro Football Focus. Browns tweeting this out. 7 of 14, 126 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, a 105 passer rating. Those are on Joe Flacco throws yesterday against the Jaguars. 10-plus yards in the air. Again, a nice job by Joe Flacco. Let's welcome in Scott Petrak, Browns beat reporter from the Elyria Chronicle Telegram as well as brownzone.com. And, you know, we're 2 games in, 2 really good games by Joe Flacco.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, for him to throw for 5 touchdowns and I think it's 565 yards in 2 games, I mean, it's really remarkable given all the situations, right? He hadn't been on a team all season long, signs to the practice squad here 1 week, then has to start the next. So all the credit to Joe Flacco, all the credit to the coaches for getting him up to speed. But he certainly looks like a guy that should have been on a roster all season long. Whether it was Cleveland's or somebody else's, there's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league. I mean, Joe Flacco isn't one of them. Yeah,
it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, can we count on it? You know what I mean? It's been so good through 2 games. It's like at some point there has to be a little regression, or why wasn't this guy in the league the first 10, 11 weeks?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I'm sure he was a starter for so long, right? For 11 years with the Ravens and then a little bit for Denver. So it kind of gets a point in a guy's career where teams say, okay, he's not the starter anymore. And then he's got to fit in as a backup. And he did that for the last 3 years with the Jets. I don't know if then he gets off a radar or you hit 38 and teams are like, oh, that's too much or too old. I don't know if he wanted too much money, but he said he didn't get a lot of calls in the offseason. So it's just weird because, you know, the Browns keep bringing it up. We saw week 2 when he was with the Jets and came in here and threw those 2 touchdown passes in the last 82 seconds. He can still throw it. And what's really impressed me about him, Dave, is, like, I figured he could throw it, right? We saw that last year, all his career. He's thrown it really well. I don't think that disappears unless you are injured. So I figured he would throw it well. It's the fact that he's had enough movement, right? He's never going to be Deshaun Watson or DTR. But the fact that he slid in the pocket on that 4th and 3 touchdown to David Bell, he can run the bootleg, he can run the play action. All those things, to me, just check boxes as far as why this guy can keep doing this. I don't know how long it's sustainable, you know, in a starting role, and maybe he's going to throw some picks one of these days, or the protection breaks down, you're in trouble. But I don't know. I haven't seen anything in 2 games that makes me wonder that it's going to show up the next week.